Did you know that over the course of your life, the IRS will take you for about $355,000? Think about that. You'll pay the IRS over $250,000, and that's just for your federal income tax. That figure doesn't include your state income tax, real estate tax, sales tax, fuel tax, Social Security tax, Medicaid tax, capital gains tax, or any of the dozens of other taxes that plague hardworking Americans. Some studies reveal that a person who makes a slightly above average income will fork over 60% of their paycheck to taxes. That means you could be working 7 months of each and every year for Uncle Sam. And, as I'll reveal to you in a moment, by the government's own admission, it's going to get much, much worse. Today, I'm going to show you how to bring an end to this fleecing. I'm going to show you how to pay yourself and your family first instead of breaking your back for the IRS. It starts with reclaiming as much of your $355,000 as is legally possible in a few quick and easy steps. Just think, what would you do with an extra $355,000? Would you pay off your home? Would you take the vacation you've always dreamed of and maybe a second vacation after that? Would you stash more away for your children and grandchildren? Would you donate more to your favorite charity? Because that's exactly what I'm doing right now, thanks to the strategies I'm about to show you in the next few minutes. With these simple strategies, you'll keep the IRS's hands off your money so you can do the things you always wanted, and more. And not only will I show you how to save over $355,000 over the course of your life, but I'll also show you a few simple ways to potentially snowball your savings into millions. And no, this won't require you to do anything illegal. You won't have to lie, cheat, or steal. In fact, I'll give you the tools you need to help you audit-proof your tax returns. And the great thing about these strategies is that they are simple. You won't have to spend days sifting through files, sorting out receipts, filling out forms, nor will you have to hire some high-priced accountant or tax expert. Instead, all you need to do to get started is watch this short video for the next few minutes. You'll soon have access to some of the same strategies used by Warren Buffett, who pays only 11% in taxes, Mitt Romney, who pays only 14% in taxes, and even President Barack Obama, who pays only 19% in taxes. Considering that the average person is in the 25% tax bracket, odds are you pay a higher percentage of your income in taxes than these multimillionaires do. Is this morally fair? Of course not. But are their strategies legal? Absolutely. It's time to stop the exploitation and use some of their strategies to help pad your pockets, not Uncle Sam's. In fact, I think it is your ethical duty to keep as much of your hard-earned money as possible. You see, it'd be one thing if your tax money was being handled wisely, but the unfortunate reality is a large amount of the money you earned is getting squandered away by government agencies. Get this. It is estimated that every year $125 billion is simply wasted through frivolous errors, such as Social Security checks going to dead people, free lunches going to children who don't qualify, and unemployment benefits going to the employed. That is your hard-earned money being wasted. And that $125 billion doesn't include programs or projects that are just plain ridiculous. Here are some examples of the government waste that will likely tick you off. The State Department just spent $5 million on exquisite crystal glassware, presumably to drink $400,000 in booze. The U.S. military recently spent $300 million to build a football field-sized blimp that they eventually admitted was worthless. NASA just spent $390,000 to create a cartoon called The Green Ninja. The goal? To teach children about global warming. The National Endowment for the Humanities has thrown $914,000 into research regarding romance novels and love songs. The National Science Foundation gave Yale $385,000 to, wait for it, research and study duck genitalia. The State Department not long ago spent $630,000 to get more Facebook likes. Then there's the $379 million spent on the disastrous healthcare.gov, the glitch-riddled healthcare website created for a handful of Obamacare enrollments. And those are just a few examples. It's aggravating to think about how the government is misusing your hard-earned money, isn't it? Misappropriations like these have helped lead our great nation into nearly $18 trillion of debt. To put it in perspective, as a taxpayer, you owe $151,583. That's just to pay off the current debt. But that debt is climbing at the rate of about $1.5 million, get this, per minute. The situation is out of control, and it should terrify you. And that's the reason I think it is your ethical duty to keep as much of your hard-earned money as possible. Nobody will allocate your money better than you do. Look at it this way. While the government is using your money to get more Facebook likes and researching romance novels, you'd be reinvesting that money where it matters. Think about it. What would you do with an extra $355,000? Maybe buy a second home, go on vacation, or send your kids or grandkids to college. Perhaps you just invest in solid companies and get a nice income stream. In each and every one of these examples, you're taking your money and putting it back into American innovation instead of giving it to a government that flushes a good amount of it away. In my opinion, keeping more of your money in your hands is the best thing that could ever happen to this country. But Washington doesn't see it that way. The only way the government has any chance of repaying its debt is by taking money from lawful, tax-paying citizens who, for the most part, haven't agreed to the political shenanigans that are bankrupting our nation. They're going to take it from you, and they're going to take it the only way they know how: taxes. In fact, they've already started. Americans paid an additional $300 billion in taxes last year, the largest one-year jump over the last 2 decades. And here's what's disturbing. This happened despite the U.S. median income being below where it was 7 years ago. And the federal debt still grew by $750 billion. Unfortunately, your taxes will only keep increasing. There's already talk about the newest budget including a $1 trillion tax hike. Remember, America's debt is growing at this very moment by about $1.5 million every minute. Your government will raise your taxes, perhaps just a few percentage points at first, but then a 50% increase will come, perhaps even a 100% increase. Now, if you think I'm crazy, know that it's happened before, and it will happen again. You see, when the Great Depression hit back in the 1930s, it didn't take long for the government to find new ways to collect money through taxes. In fact, they increased the top income tax rate from 25% in 1931 up to 63% in 1932. By 1936, it increased it to 79%, and by 1945, it had ballooned to 94%. It wasn't until 1986 that taxes for top income earners dropped below 50% again. Now, before you think this was just an increase on top income earners, know the taxes increased from 10% up to 59% for those in the middle income bracket. My point is this: Washington is not beyond taking you for everything you have. When push comes to shove, they've done it before, and they'll do it again. In fact, one little-known report published by the Congressional Budget Office even admits that we cannot fund our obligations at the current tax rate. According to this report, the lowest tax rate must increase to 25%, the middle income bracket must rise to 63%, and the highest bracket must rise to 88%. That's straight from the horse's mouth. No matter where you fall right now, your taxes are set to double. Imagine the $355,000 the government plans to take from you shooting to more than $700,000. The government has more debt than ever before, and now even more IRS agents than ever before to enforce their laws. But as long as there have been outrageous taxes, there have also been certain people who found loopholes to avoid paying them. It's these loopholes that made it possible for Warren Buffett, the 4th richest man in the world, to pay a mere 11.06% income tax. It's how Mitt Romney was able to pay just 14%. It's how even President Obama, himself a multimillionaire, paid just 19% in income tax. But these savings aren't restricted just to the uber wealthy. With the right inside knowledge, you can enjoy the same rock-bottom rates. Today, you're going to get the inside strategies used by men just like Buffett, Romney, and Obama. And you don't need hundreds of thousands or millions in the bank to use them. Look, I'm not a tax expert. I didn't go to school for accounting, and no, I didn't study reams of tax code. Considering that there are over 70,000 pages of tax code, it'll take years of diligence to interpret it, and I don't have that kind of time. What I do have, though, is the work of a true IRS insider, a man so well schooled in tax law, he was actually one of the 8 lawyers handpicked by the IRS to train IRS attorneys. But after becoming sickened by government waste and bureaucratic mismanagement, he decided to put his talents to work for Main Street Americans. And so for the last 20 years, this man has been pulling back the curtain and helping folks like you save thousands of dollars every year on their taxes. In fact, estimates show that if every American used this man's tax-saving strategies, they would keep an extra $300 billion of their own money every year. And that man's name is Sandy Botkin. And fortunately for us, he has compiled all his top methods to legally and ethically lower your taxes into his best-selling book, Lower Your Taxes Big Time. This book reveals how you can save thousands of dollars every single year. Here's just a sample of what Botkin reveals. 9 ways to reduce your chances of an audit, such as being aware of the rat fee. And if by chance you are audited, how to win your case 9 out of 10 times within 3 months. The income shift loophole that 99.9% of Americans don't know about, but could immediately save thousands for taxpayers. The third wheel deduction that lets you turn a day out with your spouse, children, and friends into a tax write-off. The IRS-approved 2-car strategy that could qualify you for a $16,300 deduction. How to turn your child's college education, wedding, and medical expenses into a tax-deductible gold mine. The sandwich rule that lets you deduct a 5-day Hawaii vacation. A unique strategy that sidesteps the 7.5% AGI rule to get tax-free health insurance. How to buy season tickets to your favorite team and score a huge tax deduction because of it. There are so many additional tax credits and deductions just like these, waiting for you to take advantage of them. In each scenario, Botkin cites the exact tax code that makes all his strategies 100% legal to assure you that they are IRS approved and verified. I don't know about you, but I feel better making certain deductions when I can quote the law behind it. The great thing about this book is that Botkin writes in easy-to-understand language. None of this is written in technical jargon. It's all for the layman to take and run with. Botkin has packed his decades of dealing with the IRS into 348 pages of no-nonsense, money-saving information. Now, a warning. Your accountant likely won't know many of the secrets in this book. Chances are your accountant doesn't understand enough about these laws to implement these deductions. Heck, he or she may just not be devoted enough to your money to make sure of finding every little loophole possible. After all, to your accountant, you may just be another 1-hour slot in the logbook. Either way, that ignorance or negligence or both could be costing you to the tune of $355,000. But with this book, you'll balance the scales and take your hard-earned money back from Uncle Sam. And today, I want to show you how to get a copy of this tax Bible delivered right to your door for less than the price of a single gallon of gas. So, here's how to claim your tax Bible for less than $2. Recently, Newsmax teamed up with the publisher of Lower Your Taxes Big Time, McGraw-Hill. We were able to secure 10,000 copies, and we are giving them away for $1.97 with a special offer. Yes, you heard that right, $1.97. And for the first 1,000 people who respond today, we will even waive the $8 shipping and handling fee. This book will help you keep as much of your $355,000 in your pocket as legally possible, all by donating to your favorite charity, going on a luxury vacation, owning 2 cars, getting a new advanced computer, buying new golf clubs, and much more. Those are some excellent ways to live life on your own terms and save tons of money. All you need to know is a few fine points of the tax laws, and the sky's the limit. And you're going to get them for a mere $1.97. The moment you get this book, I want you to flip it open to page 3 and read all the way to page 8. These 5 pages will change your life and set you on the road to immense tax savings. Then, once you finish this, jump to page 42. On this page, you'll discover one of the greatest wealth saving secrets available to you. You can put this strategy to work effective immediately to chop a big fat chunk out of your taxes. This book will be your blueprint to financial freedom, as it has been for thousands of men and women around the world. And I want to send it to you for only $1.97 as part of this special offer. We will even waive the shipping and handling fee of $8 for the first 1,000 people who respond today. But we've also put together a second financial guide for you with this special offer, and it's yours absolutely free. This publication could easily lead you to being wealthier, healthier, and wiser starting immediately. It's called the Franklin Prosperity Report. The Franklin Prosperity Report is Newsmax's monthly financial newsletter that reveals how to reduce expenses and increase your wealth by following the footsteps of America's most financially minded founding father, Benjamin Franklin. As satisfied subscriber D. Graves from Russell, Massachusetts puts it, the Franklin Prosperity Report is like a juicy steak, and I savor every bite. I appreciate the attention to detail and the quality of content in this newsletter. You truly are good stewards of the Ben Franklin heritage, showing how we can apply his wisdom to modern life. The Franklin Prosperity Report offers innovative ways to save money on investing, retirement planning, spending, insurance, and home expenses. You won't find this much cost-cutting, wealth-building information anywhere else, and it can save you thousands of dollars per year. Recent issues have uncovered the 12 Commandments for Achieving Super Wealth, 60 Ways to Save $60,000 this year, Maximize Your Social Security Benefits, Free Stuff and Great Bargain Adventures for People over 50, How to Save 50% on Your Grocery Bill, 10 Ways to Cut Your Auto Insurance Costs, 6 Under-the-Radar Travel Tips that can save you a bundle, and so much more. I want to give you the next 4 months of this publication for free with this offer. That's a value of $16. Together with the book you're getting today, that's a total value of $45. Yours for only $197. But that's not all. There's a third gift I want to give you today. In my opinion, this third gift is the perfect complement for all the saving you'll be doing thanks to paying less taxes and using the financially sound principles of Benjamin Franklin to live a happier, richer life. You see, you can turn your big savings into a big passive income. Remember earlier how I mentioned I'd show you how to snowball your tax savings into extraordinary profits? Well, this is how you can do it. Here at Newsmax, we publish a monthly newsletter called The Dividend Machine. Editor Bill Spatrino has spent his entire life studying the markets. As a result, he was able to retire at the age of 42 and continues to live on his passive investment profits as a multimillionaire. Bill's secret is simple. With the right tools, it's possible to find companies eager and ready to send you consistently larger payouts. Payouts that will fund your luxury vacations, cars, groceries, utilities, and hobbies. Payouts that can grow automatically every year. His results have been almost too shocking to believe. Take, for example, Fritz from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Fritz signed up for Bill's newsletter in January of 2010. Since signing up, he has earned $1.2 million by following Bill's advice. Have your investments gotten you anywhere near $1 million in the last 3 years? Most people would say no. And while I can't promise you the exact same results, they're not impossible. And the best part? You'll be using the free money you're saving on taxes to rapidly grow your income. Then there's Bernard from Bremen, Indiana. Bernard was able to pay off his granddaughter's house in just 10 months, thanks to Bill's advice. Gary from Hawthorne, California, has pocketed a return of 121%. And James from Ridgeland, Missouri, has pulled in $120,000 in just 2.5 years since signing up for Bill's Dividend Machine. Think back to when I said nobody's better at using your money than you. Imagine how you'll invest your savings. If you follow Bill Spatrino, you'll be investing money into companies. These same companies will hire more employees, improve their products, and in general, improve our nation, all while making you wealthier. As part of this special offer, I want to give you the next 3 months of Bill's acclaimed newsletter. That's a value of $24.75, and it is yours for free. In all, your package is valued at $69.75. All we ask for is $1.97 to help offset some of the costs. With the best-selling book you're going to get today, you'll be able to stop losing thousands of dollars a year to the IRS, possibly saving yourself as much as $355,000 over the course of your lifetime. You'll take the edge off tax season. You'll insulate your wealth against abrupt tax hikes. You'll have more money and freedom to live life however you want to. You'll see how to take exotic vacations and make them tax deductible, or even how to turn lavish gifts into golden tax write-offs, or even use your child's wedding as a deduction. Then, using the Franklin Prosperity Report, you'll be introduced to dozens of under-the-radar money-saving techniques and wealth-building strategies. This publication is the key to living a full, enjoyable life without having to pay through the nose for it. And finally, with Bill Petrino's dividend machine, you'll discover investments spinning off enormous passive streams of income. You'll unlock the rock-solid investments that have helped make some of Bill's readers as much as $1.2 million in profit, or pay off houses, or beat professional stock advisors. You'll get all three of these things for only $1.97. That's less than the price of a single gallon of gas. And for the next 1,000 people who respond today, we will even waive the $8 shipping and handling fee. As a side note, that $1.97 is even tax deductible according to author Sandy Botkin. And all you have to do to get started is click the button below. The next page will review everything you're receiving today. Then simply fill out the brief order form and we'll put your book in the mail the very next business day. Oh, and one more major bonus. The moment your order is processed, you'll receive an email with login details to immediately access every past issue of the Franklin Prosperity Report and the dividend machine dating back to 2009. Those will be available to you in minutes. All you have to do is click the button below this video. It's the only thing between you and your chance to stake your claim to the $355,000 the IRS is dead set on taking from you, to accessing some of the best money-saving and lifestyle improvement strategies in the world, and to creating a passive six-figure income starting with a few $1,000s. Just click the button below this video now to get started. Thank you for joining me today.